Thank you for the intro. So I want to start off by saying how a box like this is quickly becoming one of the most valuable sources of safety insights for our customers in mining currently. Right? Get this clicker, but a little bit about us first and what we do. So we deliver Australian AI imaging capability into harsh environments, typically the mining, in order to make safety and efficiency proactive with just one system. And we're really fortunate to be able to do it with a lot of big organisations, not just in Australia, but globally as well. Now I'm here to talk about AI imaging, and it's a massive topic, and I've only got 7 minutes. So I thought the way to make it tangible is providing just one example of how we're using this in mining currently, so you can see just how valuable it is. Right? So I just want you to picture this. There's myself and my two business partners, Cameron and Eric, will sit in the office one day slapping away at our keyboards when we get a call from one of our tier 1 mining clients. You could hear the frustration in his voice when he articulated the following problem statement. He was saying that it feels like they're pouring millions into safety and efficiency, right? But they're not really preventing any incidents from occurring. Now, he was specifically referencing his IVMS system, the in-vehicle safety systems that they had, and how it would show them what happened after it occurred, but it didn't do anything to stop it in the first place. And so he said, obviously, a death is priceless. However, the rectification costs as a result of a death on site is anywhere between $4 and $8 million. Right? That may surprise some in the room, probably won't surprise many. And so he said, is this something that you could help us out with? And it was one of those rare moments that you get in business and in tech when values, capability, and purpose all seem to come into alignment. And we went, okay, this is something that we have to solve. So we asked, well, what is it that you need right now? He said simply, I just need to make sure that the guys in the cab are wearing their seatbelts. He said, okay, I think we can manage that. What else? And he said, well, I'm not quite sure what else yet, but does it matter? And it's that second part there that really captivated us and got us to ask the what-if question of, what if it didn't matter that he didn't know what else he needed to capture? What if you could deploy a solution that would capture all of that existing CAN bus system that their existing solutions are capturing, but then we could deploy some AI imaging models to the camera systems in the vehicle such that when requirements change and new operational efficiencies become apparent, we can simply remotely update the existing systems out there in site with some AI models. And that's how Shellshock AI came into be. Right? It's a dynamic AI imaging system targeted specifically at the mining environment, used across safety and manufacturing. Now, to give you an example of what it does, it's best that I can show you. Now, sorry you have to look at my ugly mug twice in one day, but we can't obviously use client data, but we can demonstrate the models that we're deploying across the world via our own data. So historically, our customer's IVMS system would simply capture this passive video feed, right? No intelligence there, nothing's going on. We simply deployed an AI imaging model to the existing setups that we had deployed into the truck in order to get the insights for the seatbelt, and we solved that one. What was really interesting, though, is that when we demonstrated that capability, that's when the cogs started turning, right? And they went, oh, well, that's awesome. If you can be capturing seatbelts, we're having some issues with mobile phones. Can you do anything there? And again, rather than deploying a whole new solution, right, we can develop a new model, deploy to all those assets remotely without any downtime. Okay, well, that's great. We've got mobile phones, we've got seatbelts. What about distraction? Again, our in-house AI capability will develop a distraction model and we'll deploy it to site. Now, we've all heard about fatigue this morning, and fatigue is crucial. And so again, one of their customers said, look, we need you to upgrade your IVMS system. It needs to be able to have fatigue management aspects in there too. And they're like, oh, bugger. Do we have to rip this system out, put in something else? No. Again, we develop a new system and can deploy directly to all of the assets remotely. Now, the value, or the true value, I guess, that comes into play is when you start to see the stats, right? Most people focus on fatigue. That's responsible for about 25% of deaths that occur behind the wheel. But if you look at seatbelts, 15%. Mobile phone usage, 12%. Distraction, taking your eyes off the road, it's a further 16%. So why wouldn't you have a solution that can continuously expand and gather more insights as we start to see the statistics about what contributes to accidents and deaths on site? And so a lot of people ask us inevitably, well, why SAPHI? Why should we care about you? Why would we pick you? For starters, we're already doing what existing IVMS systems do. We're capturing that CAN bus data, right? All of those speed, harsh braking, idling times, efficiencies. We're integrating into the legacy hardware and software systems, but where we really come into our own is the next 4 points. So we're moving beyond the driver. because it matters as well if the passengers are wearing their seatbelts or not, as we've seen in the statistics. But we're also looking outside the vehicle, able to capture pedestrian movement around the vehicle to see proximity there. That's also crucial, as well as speed sign detection. The offerings that we're providing to the market are tailored. We're not looking at a 70% fix that we push out to the mass market, right? AI works best when it's tailored to the individual. That's where the value comes from. And so we ensure that whatever we deploy for a customer is built specifically around their needs. Those models are tailored specifically to them. And we offer a firm guarantee. I'm not saying, hey guys, you should buy what I'm selling here because I've shown you a couple of cool slides. We will demonstrate that the systems and the models that we've developed worked in your environment before we ask for a single cent. That's our way of saying we believe in this and we know that it's going to work. And finally, works with our connectivity, right? That's a big one for mining. The trucks that are moving, you're not going to have 4G connectivity in a lot of the spaces, but you're capturing critical safety alerts, and you need to be able to notify the operators and log those things, particularly when people are starting to get fatigued. Because Murphy's Law, right? It's always going to happen when you don't want it to. It's one thing after the other. But by far the biggest advantage that the system offers, right, is the fact that every time you identify a new risk factor, right? I'll give you a classic example. BMA, don't know if anybody works with BMA. They recently released a new standard for their IVMS systems. Now, we've had an influx of people reaching out saying, hey, we're now being asked for fatigue and all of these other parameters that we have to capture for our IVMS systems on site to be compliant. Our IVMS systems don't have that capability. So if we simply start to deploy these ones, they have to redo it anyway. Now, every time they identify a new risk factor, we can deploy those new capabilities remotely from our office here in Newcastle, or this is designed and developed in Newcastle, to every asset that they've got operating around the world remotely without any downtime. So if I had to say, how's it going? Well, we've currently got this being rolled out across 8 different countries as we speak throughout Asia. We've already kicked off discussions with some customer sites in Canada, America, and Europe as well. So you're not first. You can be first to be second. This is proven. We've gone through the learnings, and so we can demonstrate the effectiveness of the system. And we're now moving beyond vehicles as well. So these conversations that we're now sparking isn't just in vehicle as well. We're now looking at pit safety, right? Proximity between people and assets and vehicles. Security to be able to detect perimeter breaches and high-value assets, as well as production improvements, right? If you're going to invest in safety and keep your people safe, we're on the firm belief that you should get an operational benefit out of it as well. I'm sorry I had to put this picture in because I love this picture with Cam in back. But if there's one way that you can remember us, it is that if you are encountering a problem that you feel could be solved with visuals, think of us. Now, our website's currently undergoing a redevelopment, so please do scan this QR code. It will take you straight to our landing page that will detail this case study in more depth, as well as some other use cases for AI. If anything sparked interest, come grab me. We can have a chat. Otherwise, my details are there. Thank you.